Good evening. Welcome to the Jon Gaunt podcast. Trump gets peace in Gaza. It proves once again that strong, muscular leadership wins, whereas Starmer is a weak, woke sap. Are you with me or against me? Get commenting now. This is going to be a humdinger of a show. Good afternoon to you. My name's Jon Gaunt, as you know. Well, as I say, Donald Trump has done it again. The deal maker in chief has delivered peace in Gaza. Starmer couldn't even deliver a pizza to number 10 down the street. Whilst other global leaders flounder, and of course, Starmer is pouncing about on the world stage again, Trump and his strong, unapologetic leadership proves that real power gets real results. Do you agree with me? This has got to be the moment, hasn't it, that the world, even the BBC, has to admit Trump was right. Now compare that to our supreme leader who's been hiding in his Downing Street bunker for the past few weeks. He's weak, he's woke, and he's utterly out of his depth. A man too scared to lead, too desperate to please. As Trump gets us peace in the Middle East, Britain is burning with division, with protests. There's another one tonight for free Palestine. It is effing free, you clowns. And of course, we suffer from cowardice right at the top, at the heart of our government. So I'm asking the question now, and I want your views. Should Donald Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize? They're meant to be delivering that today. He has brought peace to the Middle East. And is Starmer's weakness, his wokeness, tearing Britain apart? What is your opinion on that? As I say, I think it's going to be, I'm going to sneeze, Oh, don't you hate that when you feel like you're going to sneeze and it doesn't actually come? That's really annoying. Anyway, if you've got a view, I want to hear from you. Please start putting your comments at the bottom of the video in the comment box. It all goes to help the debate. But I'm saying, what a shame we haven't got a leader like Donald Trump. So, what do you make of today's developments? He has brought peace to Gaza. The first hostages will be back, probably Sunday, maybe Monday. He has literally pulled off the impossible. Peace in the Middle East. While all the global elites sneered, Trump's strong leadership has brought results no career politician could ever achieve. Do you agree with me? And even if you don't like Trump and his style, do you not have to say he's done a brilliant job? And I know it's not, the ink isn't yet dry, but it's done. It's done and dusted. I think it's brilliant news. However, the idiot protesters in London are still going to protest tonight. They want to free Palestine. How many cups of coffee do you have to buy to get a free Palestine? It's just a joke. They should be washed off the street tonight. If we still have those water cannon that Boris Johnson bought, we should be wiping them off the street. Stupid old pensioners, ridiculous students, and loads of foreigners who don't even live in our country on a permanent basis. We've been too weak for too long. So we're stuck with Keir Starmer, maybe for another 4 years. He's the weakest prime minister in history, and he's too afraid to stand up for Britain's values. And now I'm going to say what everybody else is scared of saying. His obsession with appeasing the Muslims or the Muslim bloc vote has turned this country, the United Kingdom, into a divided mess. As I say, he can't even stop the pro-Palestinian stroke Hamas stroke hate marches in London and other cities. There's a march tonight. There's a massive one planned for Saturday, and they're saying they're not going to cancel it. And they wouldn't cancel it even after the brutal murder of 2 innocent Jewish men last week. So I'm live. It's 6:30, and I want your views. Come on, let's get talking. Should Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize for doing what no one else could? Sleepy Joe Biden didn't do it. Obama didn't do it. Nobody's done it, because what you had to say is, we're America. You better do as we say. Otherwise, we'll bomb you even further into the Stone Age. Not nice, not pleasant, but it's achieved the result. So then I ask you, is muscular, unapologetic leadership the way forward for us as well? We've got a prime minister who couldn't even crush a grape. He couldn't tear a tissue. And as for ripping the arm off an action man, well, just forget it. His missus looks more formidable than him. So Britain is being dragged down by weak, woke politicians like Starmer. And dare I say it, people like the mayor of London. I'd sort out the mayor of London easily. He's sorting out Washington, D.C. He's now trying to sort out San Francisco, and he's going to sort out Chicago. How? He's ignoring the local mayor, and he's bringing in the National Guard. That's what we should do. Let's bring in the army and get the scumbags off the street. The druggies, the junkies, the people who are nicking your phones. No more rainbow laces. No more. Oh, let's understand he's had a deprived childhood. Let's get tough. Let's follow Trump's lead. And if Starmer and his bunch of woke student lefties don't want to do it, then get out of number 10 Downing Street. So, should Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize? I say yes. What do you say? Is this muscular, unapologetic leadership the only way forward for the West? Is this how we save the West? Or will Britain keep being dragged down by weak, woke politicians that Starmer is the face of? I want your views, and I want them now, because Trump has delivered peace in Gaza, while Starmer can't even control London's streets. He can't even stop the protests. Strong leadership wins. Weak leadership, Starmer, divides. That's why we got this picture behind. You're a weak sap. Trump equals strength. Starmer equals weakness. Who would you rather have leading our great country? I'll tell you, Donald Trump. So he's done it again. Peace in Gaza. The man the media mocked has pulled off the impossible. Meanwhile, Keir Starmer can't even control the chaos on his own streets. Trump leads, Starmer hides. He's been hiding for the last 2 or 3 weeks, ever since the Mandelson fiasco. What's your opinion? So we're talking Trump, Starmer. My name's Jon Gaunt. Peace in Gaza. It's, of course, all about UK politics. And in the end, it's about the essence of leadership. And if Trump doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize tonight or over the next few days, it's absolutely outrageous. I'm going to go on and talk about the BBC and about how the other media outlets are coping with this news. The BBC, they all should be wearing black armbands. They look like smacked arses, the lot of them. I've just seen that Sarah Smith, who's the Washington correspondent or whatever she is. She's just said, well, it appears that Trump's hardline attitude has worked. Then she took a beat and said, this time. The snobby cow was suggesting, well, I don't know what she was suggesting. Was she saying that she could have done it better? Was she saying that the wokerati could have pulled this off? People like Hamas, who took people off the top of buildings, only understand strength. Bottom line, Trump has done brilliantly. I wrote something else down on my phone, which I wanted to read out as well. Oh, and the disgusting thing here, we've got to remember that a few weeks ago, Starmer and his pathetic sixth form government recognised the so-called state of Palestine. Even though Trump didn't want them to do it, he did it. He sided with the enemy as far as I'm concerned. And again, that's another reason why he's got no place leading us or being in number 10. Are you with me or are you against me? And then what's happened? What has happened is Trump derangement syndrome is now at fever pitch because the mainstream and lamestream papers and media, especially the BBC, can't cope with the fact that Trump's done something that their saint Barack Obama couldn't do, that sleepy Joe Biden wasn't even aware was happening probably. He's pulled it off, just like he'll now pull it off also in Ukraine. Love him or loathe him, he's a winner and he understands the art of the deal. And something else I found out today, a few news outlets were using this term. Oh, people are saying Starmer has got the Midas touch in reverse. I wonder where they heard that first. It couldn't be from that little show from that fat bloke's who doesn't even get a shave's back bedroom, could it? Jon Gaunt. He wasn't the one who made that up, was he? Yes, I was, actually. And they're copying me. I don't blame them because, as I told you last night, and now it's official, we've now had 1.5 million views of my little podcast. I want to say a big thank you to all of you for helping. I do like this idea of bringing in the National Guard, though, to sort out Khan. We should say to Khan, are you going to stop the protest? No. And the Metropolitan? No. Okay, then. In you come, boys. Bring in the army, led by the SAS. Clear these foul leftist scum off the streets. It's a bit severe, isn't it? But are you with me or against me? And Starmer has got the reverse Midas touch because he sided with our European allies against the most powerful man in the world. And today in Mumbai, he had to try and grovelingly, I don't know if that's a word, but he grovelled to get back in with Trump, basically saying, I want to thank Trump. Who the fuck are you to thank anyone? You're useless. And he said, we stand ready now to play our part. What, is that like your coalition of the useless when it comes to Zelensky and the Ukraine? Starmer, you're useless. You're a sap. You can't even stop the protests here. You all use them, oh, please don't do it. It's a bit disrespectful. And also, there's big questions about our security services. Well, we never knew. He wasn't on our watch list. We never knew. What, even though his name was Jihad, that didn't actually trigger anything in your brains. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, guys? It really makes you wonder. And then Starmer can't even stop the flip-flop boys getting out their dinghies and lifeboats at Dover. We're being invaded by people in Adidas tracksuits with brand new phones and flip-flops. It wouldn't have happened in Captain Mannering's day, would it? They had to come in a sub. I'm joking, but you see what I'm getting at, don't you? It's pathetic when you actually compare us. And look at Trump. 95% reduction in illegal migration. How? By being tough. Saying you're going to go and stay in Alligator Alcatraz. Or we're just going to send you back. Or we're going to put you in prison. Or you're not going to get hotels with squeezy soap. What do we do? And still they come. Over 1,000 yesterday. The same today. Our government is pathetic. So was the government before, the Conservatives. We need proper leaders with a backbone like Trump. Now, I'm raging and I'm ranting, and it's time for you. If you've got an opinion, I want to hear it. And if you're liking what I'm doing, please press the like button because the algorithm really loves that and it helps me promote my show. And if you really want to help out, you could donate. Just simply click the little $sign on the bottom of the page and donate as many pounds as you fancy or can afford, or go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. This radio revolution will not be stopped especially now that they're copying my work, copying my expressions, copying my subject matters, linking the subjects in the way I do. But there's only one Gaunty. So beware of pale, mainstream, lamestream imitations. Although, as my mum used to say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But she was having an affair with Mike Yarwood at the time. That's a joke. Let's move on. Yes, 2045-7. Yes, 45-47. What does that mean? Deserves a Nobel. Obama got one for doing nothing. I doubt whether John Trump will get one, though. Can you not use acronyms, please, Simon Hatt? Makes it very difficult. Write the name. And I don't know what yes 45-47 means. Maybe you want to write that in English. You're a good contributor, but that nonsense tonight. Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and the United States made the peace deal, as listed on the number 10 website, which can only mean the UK had nothing to do with this, and continues to highlight how weak Starmer is, says Elric Plays Games. You're right. But what's also interesting, Elric, Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, they obviously helped. But the reason it's happened is because of this man, Donald Trump. And Starmer, he has to admit that through gritted teeth. Today, Starmer was asked in Mumbai, are you backing Donald Trump to be the Nobel Peace Prize winner? His answer was along the lines of, oh, I don't think we should talk personalities at this moment. Let's get the deal done. What a wimp. He won't even back Trump now. And somehow he thinks that's going to help him. That gives him no credibility back here. Please, please stay in India. Although I wouldn't want to inflict that on my Indian friends. Don't come back, Starmer. You're useless. You're like as about as much use as a used condom. Let's move on. Neil Holiday. Starmer is a traitor. Treason. I can't disagree with you. Yes, Trump deserves the Peace Prize. I hope he concentrates on Ukraine now. I'm sure he will. I think that's where he'll move to next. Fraser Thord has just put the thumbs up, so thank you for that. Jackie Ward says, I would like Trump to get the Nobel Peace Prize. He has always been a peacemaker. It will show our weak PM how to lead properly. Well, I think he's done that already, Jack. But the problem is, Jackie, he doesn't see it. He still thinks, he looks down his snobby, overeducated nose at people like Trump, even though Trump is achieving the impossible. The establishment, the political establishment on both sides of the Atlantic hate Trump. They hate him. They despise him. It's a bit like the way the British media and the political establishment hate GB News, because they're a disruptor as well. I don't think GB News is the most brilliant TV in the world, but I do know one thing. They're asking questions that nobody else is asking. They are disturbing. They're disrupting. And that's what we need, because for too long, the media have been in the pocket of the politicians of all parties in this country and in America. And it's got to stop, because we, the people, want our views heard, our opinions. And we'd also like our politicians to do what they say in their manifestos and not lie. That's what we'd like. I don't know if we're ever going to get that. I was talking yesterday, of course, about Kemi and her speech and whether that will challenge Nigel Farage and the rest of it. But we're in a right bad state, aren't we? And thank God for Donald Trump, because otherwise the Middle East would have carried on. This is a brilliant day. Are you with me or against me? Let's go to Richard Pope. Evening, John. Trump has excelled. Imagine the outcome if Biden was still president. Well, there'd be no outcome, Richard. It would just carry on the way it was carrying on. Same with Barack Obama. And you're right. Whoever said to me a minute ago, Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize. I'd forgotten that. What did he get it for? Nothing. Sweet FA. But they don't want to give it to Trump. And Mark, I don't think they will. I don't think he'll get it. And also, you know what they don't like? The fact that today he's brought world peace. And we've got a situation where he brags about it and they don't like bragging. Even my wife, she's not really interested in politics. But we don't talk about this at the moment because she has got Trump derangement syndrome. She can't bear him. What about all these allegations? What about this? What about that? Lisa, he's just pulled off peace in the Middle East. Kids are going to stop getting killed. It's a brilliant thing. We can go back to London again because these scruffy, dirty, filthy protesters with one A-level between them will be washed off the streets. She can't see it. She can't see it. She's got Trump derangement syndrome, and she's an intelligent person. And lots of other people have got it as well, Richard. They would rather things have just carried on, but as long as it was polite and we're being diplomatic and we're having big lunches. Not Trump. In he storms, doesn't drink, so you can't slag him off for that. He likes his McDonald's. He likes his Coca-Cola, and he wants to make America great again. I haven't got anything to argue with him on that. Oh, apart from the Coca-Cola. Let's move on. Simon Hatt says Palestine is free in the form of the democratic state of Israel. Yeah, well, you could argue that. Dale C. McKay Godwin just says yes. I presume that means you want Trump to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Stuart Lowe says totally agree and puts a thumbs up on Facebook. Thank you very much indeed for that. Under a Labour government, you'll never see the police or the military clearing the streets of the scum, John. You have more chance of Coventry winning the Premiership. Oh, big boy. Coming the big one now, are you, Mickey? Huh? We're going to get promoted this season, mate. And no, we won't win the Premier straight away. You're correct. But we're the best team in Britain. Undefeated, mate, at the moment. Frank Lampard, never in doubt, has done a wonderful job. I mean, I was a hypocrite because I didn't think he'd do it, but he has. So, Mick, leave your negativity at the door, please, unless you want me to fall out with you. But it's only football, which is more important than politics, to be honest. Craig Marston, hi, John. Hope you and your family are well. I totally agree with you about Trump. Thank you very much indeed. That's on YouTube. And on Facebook, Pam Millett says, Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump. Trump's leadership for us here in Britain. You make a good point, because that's really what I'm saying under all this. Why haven't we got a leader like Trump? That's what we need. That would sort out our country, wouldn't it? Do you think he'd put up with these scruffy Herberts backing Hamas? Have you seen the reports recently? I mean, in New York, they're clearing them off the streets, because I was watching GB News the other night, and there were people there. There was a transvestite who said, trans for Hamas. Hamas would chuck you off the building before you could put your 6-inch heels on, pal. These people are stupid. These people are thick. I'm all for free speech and people having their say, but these people get too much influence. Do you agree with me? So what do you think about Donald Trump and what he's achieved today? I'm off on it. You obviously can see that. But what do you think? And what do you think of Starmer and the way he's handled it? I think it's been an absolute disgrace. Starmer only recognised Palestine, John, because Trump said don't do that. And we still don't know the actual borders of this recognised Palestinian state and where it might be. Maybe that'll come out in the next day or two, Elric, but you make a very good point. Now, he did it because we've got a government that is full of sixth formers who have never grown up. These were meant to be the grown-ups back in the room. Oh, yeah. Change. Oh, yeah, that's on the manifesto. I'll tell you something. Britain has got worse under this bunch of arseholes. Yes or no? Give me your views. You know what to do. Also, as well, I am working my socks off here. It's 23 minutes, nearly 24 minutes. Not one donation. Come on, guys, help me out. I don't want to be selling the big issue over the weekend. If you're new to the show, my name is Jon Gaunt. I'm here every day, Monday to Thursday at 6:30. We do a little show. Everyone has to say. But also, I do extra shows. So the best way to find out what I'm doing is to join, or subscribe, they call it, but it doesn't cost any money, Jon Gaunt TV. And you'll find that on YouTube. Look for Jon Gaunt TV. A little pop-up comes up and says, do you want to subscribe? Say yes. Then you'll always know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and you get access to my whole YouTube archive. Hundreds of videos on lots of subjects, and people seem to like them. And as I say, my viewing figures at the moment are through the roof. We've gone up nearly over 500,000 in the last week or two. So it's 1.5 million today. I think by the end of the weekend, it'll be 1.6, if not 1.7. and I'm now desperately striving for the 2 million mark. But I'm not going to rest on my laurels when I get there. I want to go higher. And the subscribers are important as well, because that means people will watch most nights, which is fabulous. The viewing figures are great, and it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Also, as well, I do need your donations. No one funds this. I've got a bit of money coming in now. I'll be straight with you from advertising, but it's tens of pounds, not hundreds, and certainly not thousands. So if you can help out by donating a tenner or a fiver or a few quid, just click that little button with the dollar sign and donate whatever you can. You can do it in any currency you want, or go to www.buymeacoffee.com and donate anything from a fiver upwards. Think you could do that for me? Come on, let's keep independent broadcasting alive. It's going to be really important as the clampdown comes in. Craig says, John, Trump is owed a massive amount of respect compared with Starmer. You are correct. Maureen Kelly says there's some shady reason he's doing what he's doing. There's something very wrong going on. Yes, I agree, Maureen, because he's not thick, is he? Why isn't he securing our borders? Why isn't he putting a deterrent there? It's also, he's getting so much stick for it, and he can't hide forever. He has been hiding for 2 or 3 weeks. He's just not a leader, is he? When you compare him to even compared to Joe Biden, Starmer's not a leader. It's pathetic. It really is. J.J. Jones, seeing as the US is much bigger country with a population much more than the UK, imagine what Trump could do for our country. While Labour appease and arrest people for hurty words, they sit on their hands, rub people blind, almost like we're being punished for standing up for our values. Well, Starmer doesn't stand for the patriots of our country. He is the enemy of the British people. This is the views of J.J. Jones, not mine. He's texted him with this. He's the enemy of the British people. Sooner this traitor clown has been kicked out of number 10, the better. We really cannot take any more of this lying Labour government. I think that is. It's got cut off at the bottom. Thank you, JJ. Well, let's see if people agree with you. Do you agree with what he just said? It's pretty hard. What he said. Craig says, John, he can't even stop the dinghy divers. Why do you call them divers? They're not divers. I don't understand that line. Oh, Trump is the 45th and the 47th president, says Elrek. That's why he said the 45th and 47th. Yeah, okay. Very American, isn't it? It's not really for our audience. Simon Hatt's saying the same thing. That's what it means. Okay, fair enough. I'm ignorant. I'm stupid. I apologise. But let's not go that way. Blimey, I agreed with Gaunty 2 days in a row. Now, that's a new record for me, says the Bristol channel. Oh, I remember you last week. You were being really lefty, I think. That's all right. Now you can donate. Then you really won't believe what's happening to you. You'll be thinking that you're transitioning to a decent, solid, respectable. I'm joking. You understand what I'm getting at. Mick Frinton-on-Sea. Italy, this is on Facebook. Italy are going to ban the burqa with a €2,000 fine. Governments around the world are getting tough. The UK is becoming weaker under Starmer. You're right. What I don't understand is it seems, and I may be wrong, maybe it's just my perception, that if you're a decent, solid, working class guy, you know, if you are the angry white man, right, old white man that idiot ex-footballer described us as, then you're going to come second in any decision by this government. And it is because he's trying to keep the Muslim bloc vote on side, especially in the red wall areas, isn't it? What other reason can it be? What other reason? And then why do the BBC and indeed the police, how long have they taken? Over a week nearly, to say that the guy is a terrorist. Then it started coming out last night that not only has he got terrorist connections, his dad's this and that. And they take us for mugs. Why don't they side with the decent silent majority? The very people who, if there is a war, they'll want those lads to go to war for them. Well, I would imagine a lot of people won't do that, Starmer, because you're betraying them every day. And then you've got You lick spittles like that ex-footballer. What's his name? I've forgotten his bloody name now. Anyway, him, right? You got people like him who's backing you up, making out that we're the far right, that we're the baddies. We're not the baddies. We just want to bring our kids up. And we don't believe that anybody should be persecuted for their religion. And we don't think Jews should be living in fear, either of madmen who want to knife them to death or drive cars at them, or indeed just living in fear when their kids go to school. That's not what we want. I personally don't care what religion you are. I don't believe in any of it. I think it's all nonsense. It's all garbage. I respect your opinion. You can have a religion. Of course you can. But this idea that one religion in particular has almost got its own blasphemy law, they're still bleating on about Islamophobia. It's Jews who are being persecuted and murdered in the streets at the moment. Even that mosque attack, they're now saying the person who did it was a Muslim. Grow up. Stop attacking the majority. Stop making laws based on what the minority want. We don't want Sharia law. We don't want halal food. We don't want it. That doesn't make us bad people. It just means we're different. We're different. And when people have been climbing up lampposts to put our flag up, there's nothing wrong with that. It's our flag. I had somebody overnight on YouTube saying, you are a fascist because you think it's okay to put the flag up to intimidate people. I haven't thought one moment about the flag being an intimidation. It's our flag. And no matter how long you've lived in Britain, you should wrap yourself in it. There shouldn't even be a discussion. And it's our flag that should be flying outside places like police stations, civic halls, fire stations. Not that rainbow flag. What's all that about? It's a joke, isn't it? When you actually start thinking about it like that. And that's why this Neville, I just remember this Phil Neville. Was it Phil Neville or Gary Neville? Gary Neville, wasn't it? The new Lineker. I called him today. He's the Poundland Lineker. He is. Just keep your nose out. You're a good footballer. That's about it. Now, who's with me on that? Let's carry on. Trump for the Peace Prize. Fantastic leader. We have a leader in Farage. Unfortunately, though, he's not in power. Absolutely. Craig says, John, I'm not being funny, but I wish we had Trump in number 10 now instead of this weasel P. Well, I agree with that. Don't believe any of these leaders. All of them are here we go. All of them are part of the cult agenda. You won't believe me, but you will find out in the next 3 to 5 years. Private Jose, you're a good guy, but I'm not into your conspiracies. But thank you for that. Oh, and by the way, thank you for all your donations. You've been very, very generous. Here we go. Johnny Roberts. He's whacked in a $5 and he's written Top Trump. I like that. He's written in Top Trump and he's donated that and he's talking to me on YouTube. So thank you very much indeed. John, I wish you've read that already. Don't try and send the same message twice. Craig, also, you've said too much now. Leave it out and let other people have a go. Trump deserves all the praise he gets, and let's get Ant Middleton in as the London mayor. I know where you're coming from, but I just don't think it's going to happen, Simon. I don't. I really don't. I think it's going to be that Muslim lady who's part of or Reform. But first of all, you've got to get rid of Khan. I say bring in the National Guard. We've got our own form of that. We've got to take back the streets of London. And these people, when these scruffy Herberts, when they say, well, we're going to still protest, we don't care. In we go. Let's get them off the street. I'm all for protest. I'm all for freedom of speech. But what they've done recently, the last week or so, these pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, pro-terrorism marches are wrong. Are you with me or are you again me? Private Jose now has just put in £2. Thank you, my friend. He says, don't trust Trump. He's part of the cult. Yeah, you made that point earlier. Pam Millett, is Starmer supportive of Palestine and Hamas because they are Muslim? Well, it's not that he's in support. Well, he's in support of Palestine. He just thinks there should be an independent Palestinian state. He's not very clever about it because where would it be? Hamas? No, of course not. Hamas are a prescribed terrorist organization. He's against them, and I believe that. However, he's very wary of actually saying those things so openly, in case that loses him some of the Muslim vote. I'm not suggesting every Muslim supports Hamas. Of course they don't. But that's what they worry about. That's what people like Starmer worry about. Because they say they're not racist, but then they group all of them together in their minds. And so they must think like this, which is nonsense. That's the same as Gary Lineker, Mark II, sort of suggesting that all white middle-aged fellas are angry. It's bollocks, isn't it? You can't talk about a group like that. Oh, but you can if they're white and if they're men. Trump is part of, we've read that already, Private. Please stop sending the same message more than once. Send the message, and if I'm interested in it, I'll get to it. If you keep sending the same message, I will ignore you. Starmer and the EU, the MSM, were totally irrelevant in the historic peace deal in the Middle East. Sorry, so that should be Starmer, the EU, the MSM, they were all totally irrelevant in this historic peace deal in the Middle East. You are absolutely correct, my friend. And what I found interesting about that was Trump said thank you to Qatar, thank you to Turkey today in his little press conference he did in the Oval Office. He didn't mention the EU. And you know what else? He didn't mention us as well. I do wonder, has Starmer really effed it up with Trump? Because the last time Trump was here, he waited till Trump went off, and then I can't remember what that was about, but he betrayed him. This time he waited for Starmer to leave after the historic meetings in, where was that? That was in number 10, wasn't it? The royal visit. Then he basically backed Palestine. And I think Starmer's probably had enough of it. Not Starmer, Trump. And so now you do wonder what's going to happen now. When's payback time? Because Trump is into that, isn't he? He's into the art of the deal, but you shouldn't cross him. And I think that's what Starmer's done. I don't know. What planet is he on? It was like when he did it with Zelensky. The coalition of the effing useless. You got to back Trump. Trump's the one with the power. Anyway, what do I know? It's the Fabian globalist agenda, says Simon Hatt. Destroy the nation state, as the nation state is a bar to their world government dream. Everything they do is to reach this goal. It's also the reason the EU wanted to divide England into 9 regions, with the southeast in the same region as northern France. Yes, I've heard all that before. It may well be the case. But it's kind of a cul-de-sac I don't really want to go down today. Private Jose, religion is bullshit. In Area 51, they had a book on religion, which was all made up. Bob Laser exposed it all just to divide the people. Thank you very much for your comments. And then he's written about 5 of the messages. And although Private Jose has donated many times, that's not the way it works, my friend. Just because you swamp the message board doesn't mean you're going to keep getting on. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not reasonable. There's lots of other people who want to speak as well. Right, just before I wrap up, I'm just going to check I haven't missed anything out from my agenda. Why do you think, so this is the question the mainstream won't ask, because now they are getting on this wagon. You watch by 10 o'clock tonight on Newsnight, they'll be slagging him off completely. Oh, it'll never work and all the rest of it. And what they certainly won't ask is this. Trump has just brought peace to Gaza. Give him the Nobel Peace Prize. Can you give me any reason, apart from the fact that Donald Trump brags about it, that he should not get the Peace Prize? Has he not brought peace? Has he not basically sealed the biggest peace deal in the world? If they don't give it, I might make a joke here, which isn't really fair, but they are taking the peace, aren't they? And we've got Starmer, who's too scared to lead our country. He couldn't even say to those students, if you protest, we will clear you off the streets. And what they've done instead, They've come up with this new thing with Mahmood, the Home Office, although she's disappeared this week. I don't know where she's gone. But they've got this new thing, haven't they, that if you protest at the same place more than once, they can ban you. Well, that's not anything to do with the Palestinian thing, which they've been allowing for months, well, 2 or 3 years, in fact. No, that's about people not protesting outside migrant hotels. And we haven't spoken about the boats much recently, have we? They're still coming. Over 1,000 yesterday. I think it's on target to be that kind of number today. They still haven't dealt with it. So Trump has done it again. Peace in Gaza. The man, the media, all of the media, the mainstream media has mocked him constantly. Well, he's pulled off the impossible. Meanwhile, Keir Starmer, as I've just said, can't even control the chaos on our own streets. I think you can sum it up like this. Trump leads, Starmer hides. He's been hiding ever since the Mandelson scandal broke. Why is he not putting us first? Are you with me or are you against me? Donald Trump has done what the global elite said was impossible. They'd sort of just accepted it. Peace in Gaza. While world leaders talk, Trump just acts. This is real strength. He showed real leadership and he got real results. But here in the UK, we're sort of stuck with Keir Starmer, aren't we? Stuck in the middle with you. He's the weakest, most cowardly prime minister in history. He can't even stop the hate marches on our streets. He's terrified of upsetting his political base. That's why Donald Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize. He delivered peace in the Middle East. And Starmer, all he's delivered is a fractured, broken Britain, which is getting worse by the day. Do you agree with me or not? Feel free to send me some emails overnight if you fancy. It's john@jongaunt.com. Feel free to send messages via YouTube. Just get involved. And don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow night at 6:30. No, I won't. It's Friday. I don't do a show on Friday. I might do one during the day because I think there might be developments, but there won't be one at 6:30. But there will be shows over the weekend, extra shows. So to make sure you don't miss out on that, please go to Jon Gaunt TV on YouTube and click the subscribe button. Simple to do, and it's free. Then you'll always know when Gaunty is performing, doing my shows. So it's as simple as that. If you fancy, that would be great. What else is there? Oh, yes. And when the show ends, if you could possibly give me a coffee, yeah, go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt and donate anything from $5 upwards, or do an offering here on the YouTube channel. Richard Pope has sent me 3 thumbs up and a flag of St. George. That's very kind of you. Starmer couldn't deliver a newspaper. You're correct. And where have we gone now? Jackie Ward. I always know when I can end. Jackie Ward's given me 3 red hearts, so she obviously enjoyed the show. Thanks, everybody, for watching or for listening. Don't forget, if you are listening on a podcast, you can always come to the YouTube channel and see me in glorious widescreen, something like that. Well, I'm off, EastEnders. I shall see you tomorrow. No, I won't. I might, well, I will, but I'm not at 6:30. If not, I'm definitely back at 6:30 on Monday. Until then, if you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Hey, don't forget to tell them you love them. See ya.